chance to zoom. Okay. When Congress reconvenes very soon, one of the first things they're going to take up is legislation that will end the decades-long moratorium on offshore oil drilling. I think this is a great idea. In fact, I'm so excited, I'm going to offer my own backyard offshore swimming pool as a place where they can start drilling for oil. I'm going to be rich. I'm going to be sitting in the lap of luxury.
Struck the bubbling crew as his drill cut through the soil. Our name, oil. Our name, oil.
We need to offshore drill for oil and natural gas. We need to drill here, and we need to drill now.
So here's the deal. When Congress comes back, they're going to be considering a couple of different plans for lifting the ban on offshore oil drilling. First, the Democrats are going to offer a plan saying, okay, it's all right to open up more of our coastline to offshore oil drilling, but we want real energy policy. We want a plan for the future. The Republicans, they just want to drill, drill, drill. Well, these stupid Democrats, what about this future energy plan? We don't need future energy plans. We want our cheap oil now. We're Americans. Cheap oil is our birthright. That's right, manifest lubrication.
In the short run, the American economy will continue to rely largely on oil. And that means we need to increase supply, especially here at home. So my administration has repeatedly called on Congress to expand domestic oil production. Unfortunately, Democrats on Capitol Hill have rejected virtually every proposal. And now Americans are paying the price at the pump for this obstruction.
Now, there are some critics who say offshore oil drilling isn't going to do anything to help us achieve oil independence. They make note of the fact that America has only about 2% of the world's oil reserves, while we consume 24% of total global oil consumption. They say this means that America can never achieve oil independence. Who are these people? They're always bringing up facts. This is the Bush era. We don't let facts stand in our way. We don't let facts sink our plans. We just sail on ahead.
I want to give a shout out to all my Saudi Arabian brothers and sisters and all my brothers and sisters from all the countries that have oil. If y'all could please send me some oil for my jet, I would truly appreciate it. But right now, I am actually, can you believe this? I'm actually flying commercial. That's how high gas prices are.
Now, President Bush says it's the Democratic Congress standing in the way of more oil drilling in this country. And I guess he must be right, because just in the last 4 years, this country has only issued 30,000 new oil drilling permits. Only 30,000. You can't get cheap oil with only 30,000 new oil wells every 4 years. What are they thinking about?
America's proved reserves, the oil supplies still underground, have kept increasing steadily. I couldn't imagine how this ever-increasing supply of oil was achieved until I found out that there's not just one, but thousands of oil companies, all competing with each other to discover and develop new sources of oil. For believe it or not, in the USA, anyone who is willing to risk it can drill for oil.
Now, there's also some who say that new offshore oil drilling won't actually result in any new oil wells for 10, maybe even 20 years. But that's only because that darn Congress requires the oil companies to be careful when they're drilling. If they didn't have to be so darn careful, we could have new oil wells online by this Christmas, and we'd save on all our holiday driving. Yes, sirree, Bob. I don't care if we foul up some of our most pristine coastline. I don't go to the beach. I've got this lovely backyard swimming pool. So I want all of you to be sure to get on the phone and call Congress and tell them to drill, drill, drill. We need these oil wells. We need these oil wells real fast to bring down the price of oil. And be sure to tell them about my backyard offshore swimming pool. I want to sell the rights to oil drilling right here and get rich. Filthy rich. Whoa! I'm Paul George, here to tell you, Orwell was an optimist.